McLaren has undergone a true transformation over the past 2 years, leaving behind a disappointing 2023 season marked by underperformance and a car that always seemed to be on the fringes of competition. At the start of the 2023 season, the team was at the back of the grid, struggling to score points and showing little promise. The team collected only 16 points in the first 8 races of the year, a worrying situation for one of Formula One's most traditional teams. However, a turnaround began to take shape when Lando Norris finished in 4th place in Austria, followed by consecutive podiums at the British and Hungarian Grand Prix. Despite the dominance of Red Bull's RB20, which was sweeping races with overwhelming performance, McLaren managed to carry the momentum built in 2023 into the 2024 season. The new McLaren car, the MCL38, proved to be much more competitive and reliable. Lando Norris and Oscar Piastri, the team's drivers, scored points in every race except for the Miami Grand Prix, where Piastri failed to score, and Austria, where Norris did not finish in the top 10. With this consistency, McLaren secured their first Constructors' Championship since 1998, while Norris became the team's all-time leading scorer. One of the key factors behind this shift was the internal restructuring that McLaren implemented at the beginning of 2023, with the appointment of Andrea Stella as team principal, replacing Andrea Seidel. The decision to promote Stella, who had been in Formula One for over 20 years, surprised many experts. Journalist Ted Kravitz, who closely followed the transition, expressed his surprise at seeing the veteran engineer take the role. Stella, had never been a team principal before, so this change was really surprising to everyone. We thought, okay, this is one of the biggest teams in F1, and he's never had this job before, Kravitz commented. Andrea Stella began his F1 career as a test engineer at Ferrari, where he first gained significant recognition before moving to McLaren in 2015 when Fernando Alonso joined the team. Although Kravitz was surprised by the appointment, he acknowledged Stella's value, especially in terms of his technical experience. Stella's engineering skills were highly praised by Luciano Burti, a former F1 driver who worked with him at Ferrari. Additionally, Will Joseph, Norris's engineer, emphasized how much Stella's appointment made sense for McLaren. He already knew the team, and he knew exactly what to do to get the most out of it, Joseph stated. He also highlighted that with Stella's promotion, McLaren didn't have to waste time with a learning curve, something that would have occurred if another person had been hired for the role. This allowed the team to accelerate its development and achieve results much more quickly. Andrea Stella implemented a series of crucial changes behind the scenes that gave the team a new direction. He promoted Peter Prodromou to lead the design team and brought Rob Marshall into the technical team. Marshall, in particular, played a key role in introducing what many consider Red Bull's secret sauce, an essential element that helped McLaren elevate the level of their car. With these changes, the team began to have a simpler but much more efficient design process. Car updates started being implemented more frequently and, most importantly, with visible results on track. The team gained confidence with a more stable and manageable car, which in turn ensured the consistency that led them to remarkable performance in 2024. But what truly makes McLaren's work so fascinating is the impact of the internal changes that gave the team a new identity and a clear direction. The evolution of the MCL38, which proved to be much more competitive and reliable, is no coincidence. Throughout the 2024 season, McLaren was able to capitalize on these changes and showed that success isn't just about having a fast car. It's also about having a well-structured team with effective management that can enhance the performance of all its components. McLaren has firmly established itself as a true challenge to the F1 giants, like Red Bull, and is poised to continue growing. As the 2025 season approaches, expectations for McLaren are high. The MCL38 will evolve to become an even more competitive car, and many believe McLaren will be even stronger next year, with Lando Norris being named by Nico Rosberg as one of the favorites for the driver's title. On the other hand, Tim Coronel warned that Max Verstappen, after a challenging 2024 season, may not perform as overwhelmingly as he did in previous years. Either way, McLaren is determined to continue its journey of success, and the future looks incredibly promising for the team that has turned the page and reinvented itself in the face of challenges. After McLaren's spectacular recovery in 2024, which surprised many with its revitalized performance and extremely competitive car, Formula One is already preparing for another twist. With McLaren showing that strategic changes and internal adaptations can bring a team to the top, Mercedes, one of F1's giants, is setting the stage for its own revolution. If McLaren showed what can be achieved with a successful internal restructuring, now it's Mercedes' turn to look to the future with the same optimism the team had in 2014, when they dominated the category. And according to journalist Ted Kravitz, the noise coming from Mercedes' factory suggests that a new era of dominance might be on the way, and it starts in 2026. Mercedes, which dominated F1 for almost a decade, winning 8 consecutive Constructors' Championships between 2014 and 2021, has seen its empire crumble in recent years. The rise of Red Bull, with its unquestionable supremacy, and more recently McLaren, with a surprising performance, has changed the landscape of the category. But Mercedes' history in F1 is one of resilience and innovation, and now, the Brackley-based team is ready to take a giant step forward. The turning point will come in 2026, when F1 will implement new regulations that will profoundly alter team performance, and Mercedes is investing heavily to ensure it will be on top once again. In 2014, Mercedes revolutionized F1 with its V6 hybrid power unit, leaving the competition behind. Now, in 2026, with the new regulatory changes and the introduction of still hybrid power units, but with a greater focus on electric energy, Mercedes sees a new opportunity to restart. Ted Kravitz, known for his insights into the behind-the-scenes happenings in F1, shared exciting details about the confidence and enthusiasm growing within the team. According to him, the noise coming from Mercedes' factory in Brixworth is an indication that they are feeling the same positive vibe they had when they swept the board with the new power unit regulations in 2014. They're feeling the same kind of gain they had when they dominated the game under the new power unit regulations in 2014, Kravitz said. And this confidence isn't based on just any intuition. It is backed by years of development and a solid partnership with Petronas, which will help Mercedes work on an innovative biofuel for the next generation of power units. Mercedes is not alone in this new challenge. Red Bull, always ahead, is building its own powertrains division after separating from Honda, creating great uncertainty in Milton Keynes. At the same time, Audi is preparing to enter F1 with a highly competitive engine but without the expectation of fighting for titles before the 2030s. This puts Mercedes in a unique position to take advantage of the changes and become the big favorite to dominate F1 in the coming years, if their predictions come true. But what about the present? Mercedes still faces challenges. Ted Kravitz also highlighted the team's current situation heading into the 2025 season. Although the team finished 4th in the 2024 championship, Toto Wolff, the team principal, seems to have found a silver lining in the result. According to Wolff, Mercedes will have more time in the wind tunnel in 2025 due to their lower positions in the championship, which will be crucial for the development of the 2026 chassis. This additional advantage in car development is a clear sign that Mercedes is focused on the future, not the present. The team knows that 2025 could be a transition year, but they are willing to strategically invest their resources to ensure they will be ready for the new cycle in 2026. Still, the transition won't be easy. The introduction of active aerodynamics presents a huge challenge for all teams, and Mercedes needs to adapt quickly to these new demands. Expectations are high, but the Brackley team is ready to do the necessary work. While some, like former driver Jolyon Palmer, don't see a quick recovery for Mercedes in 2025, the confidence in Mercedes' factory is palpable. The team's history proves that when it comes to technological challenges and innovations, Mercedes doesn't usually fall behind. Therefore, with McLaren now solidifying its position as one of the top forces in F1 and Mercedes preparing to take back the spotlight in 2026, F1 is entering an exciting new phase. Who will come out on top? The answer is still to come. But with the noise coming from Mercedes and Brixworth, it's safe to say that Toto Wolff's team is gearing up for something big. Additionally, Charles Leclerc shone in 2024, and Karan Chandhok has a word for it: evolution. The Ferrari driver overcame a major weakness that had been hurting his strategic decisions and showed impressive consistency.